Alright, getting into game 2, looks like it's going to be Horang2 versus Sulky. Sulky? Am I getting that right, or did I totally just make that up? sSak이 is Sulky, right? You guys. Oh, it's effOrt, sorry, my bad. Oh yeah, Mysagi's effOrt. I'm pretty sure that Sulky has a similar-ish name. So it's going to be in the green, up in the top right-hand corner. That's going to be effOrt. And in the bottom right-hand corner, in the white, coming off of a nice win in first game, it's going to be Horang2, aka Horang2. Honestly, you guys, I don't mind casting solo. I actually really enjoy casting solo. It's nice. Not that I'm opposed to casting with other people. If anybody wants to cast, I'm certainly fine with casting with other people, but I don't mind casting alone. I pretty much enjoy it, even though I don't know all that much. So Forge Fast Expand going to be coming out of Horang2. No surprise there. We're on Gladiator, which is the big map with all of these wonderful ridges that allow for all kinds of kiting back and wonderful cool things. In the ZVP matchup, it definitely allows you to do some cute things with lurkers on the high ground, making it really hard for Protoss to push up. At the same time, Protoss can hold one of those little ridges for a little while and prevent Zerg from actually really pushing forward with Hydralisk just due to the high ground advantage, etc., etc. So, Temple coming out. Whoa, he almost lost that drone. He's got to be really careful about that, but if anybody's got the APM to take care of this drone and make sure it doesn't get sniped, it's effOrt, but he's definitely losing a lot of mining time by having to run this drone around. Probably lost, like, maybe 30-ish minerals or so just by running that drone around, so a little bit unfortunate there. Tons of damage going down on all these drones. Quite surprised how much damage that probe was able to do. But it looks like it's just going to be standard Forge. Oh, he lost the probe to drones. That's not supposed to happen. Guys, don't lose your drones, or don't lose your probe to drones. That's horrible. That's so bad. But I guess that's the price you pay for being so aggressive early on with the probe, is eventually it will get chipped down a little bit, enough to where a small drone surround will actually just straight up kill it. So we're going to see the triple hatch coming up, looks like in the 12 o'clock position. Second probe is going out right now. I'm not sure if these Lings will actually be able to stop it, but it doesn't look like Horang2's actually going to scout with it. He keeps running along with the Lings, but tight wall off here, that's going to be able to stop those Lings for right now.
그죠, 그거 아니었으면 쑥 지나갔거든요. 그리고 멀티는 12시로 가져갑니다. 네. 자, 이 맵이 왜 저가 좋냐면 언덕이 많으면 저가 이점이 커요. 뭐가 까다롭습니까? 언덕에 러커를 박아놓으면 테란 투수가 뚫기도 어렵고, 그리고 저가 저글링 위주의
Hi, Edward Anus Hands. I appreciate the offer to cast, but maybe next time. How's that?
이 맵 자체가 저가 굉장히 할 만한 맵이기 때문에.
Their base going down for Zerg as well as the guest, so probably going to be having a lair on the way soon. A little bit greedy to not block this off with a probe or a zealot at all, but right now Horang2 has complete information on his opponent. He knows that there's no Zergling speed coming along anytime soon. He knows that the Zergling count's only at 2, so no real pressure coming his way at this current moment in time. It's going to be fine. +1 coming out pretty early, so we're definitely going to see a speed lock push coming out. Oh, looks like he canceled it at the last second. Maybe he was trying to fake the Zerg out with a scouting Ling or something like that. But instead, we see the Stargate coming out. We're probably going to see a little bit later of a +1. But maybe that early +1 was just psych out his opponent. Oh, excuse me. I got burps. Heartburn there. There's our +1. It's so hard to find things to talk about in the early parts of the game. This is making me realize how much I value Tastosis and other casters that, you know, they watch a million of these games and they see the same opening in like billions and billions of games, and so after a while they're just like, they know, you know, they know exactly what's gonna happen, so they just find ways to fill the time. And a bit of an interesting variation here from Horang2, going for that Dragoon instead of the second and third Zealot. This is a bit of an older strategy. You usually get the Dragoons so that you can push away Overlords from your natural and your main, prevent the Zerg from getting full scouting information. It's not usually that important because Zerg can still technically just go for Blind Lair, Blind Spire, and just get Scourged and be able to hold off pretty much anything. As long as you're paying attention to the Forge and any sort of Zealots at the front, like you're totally fine as Zerg. You can't really die to anything that Protoss can do, but pretty interesting to get for that Dragoon anyway. It might set up a bit of a mid-game timing, just going heavy into the Dragoons.
못 지나가요. 나중에 저 게이트를 결국 깨야 되는 거고요. 지금 마음이 아파. 이미 이경민 선수 말렸어요. 지금 드라군이 못 지나가. 그러면 아콘도 못 지나간다는 소리거든요. 상대가 뮤탈 떴을 경우에 굉장히 말리게 되고. 저 일단은 공발질이 아니고 빠르게 템플 한개 뜬 것 같아요. 이경민 선수가 빨리 생각을 했습니다. 그러니까 발업 질럿을 하기보다는 공업을 빨리 누르고 그다음에 공이업까지 빨리 누르면서 이제 후반을 도모하는데 이경민 선수 스타일의 가장 큰 특징이 이거예요. 이 토스가 주도권을 가져가는 그 타이밍에 프로브를 많이 불러요. 업그레이드와. 그래서 뭐냐, 지금 당장은 이경민 선수가 약하고 딱히 할 게 없어요. 근데 2분, 3분이 지나고 게이트가 폭발하는 순간 남들보다 물량이 많이 나와요. 그렇기 때문에 이게 이경민 선수와 다른 토스의 가장 큰 차이점이에요. 이경민 선수가
Sorry, I just thought the comments there were a little bit too vulgar, but we see the DTs coming out right now. So it is going to be the Corsair DT, a little bit more of a classic build rather than the more aggressive speed zealot builds that we see these days. Straight into the Templar, so very defensive play coming out from Horang2. He's just going to be focusing on getting that strong tech army up early on, and woo, some Mutalisks! That's always interesting. You don't see that very often, just straight Mutalisks, but looks like he might be going into a very aggressive play with these Mutalisks and Scourge, just trying to play very aggressively and hit that Ehan timing.
질 필요가 없어요. 자원 효율을 극대화해서 방어 타워를 아예 안 짓는다. 그리고 제가 공격을 가면서 압박을 주는 식으로 플레이를 많이 하죠. 지금 캐논이 한 개밖에 없어요. 너무 토스가 부유하게 째고.
And if he does get the Eon diving, I swear to God, I will yell, I will scream for you guys. Does that sound?
공격까지 찍으면서 커세어를 모아주고 있거든요.
But probably not.
근데 지금 뮤탈이 방일업을 찍고 기다리는 뮤탈.
So more and more mutas just building up right now. I wonder if I wonder how many mutas he's actually gonna go for. If he's gonna go for a dozen, if he's gonna aim for like a dozen and a half, maybe. This is a ton of air units and very uncharacteristic play. Just going very heavy into the air play while building tons of sunken colonies, and it may have been a mistake here for Horang2 to go to turtle up so heavily and focus on just getting tech units. He probably could have already had a third base started by now, and there's not really much that Zerg can do about it at this point. So very odd. This mid game just suddenly got very odd. You know, I complained earlier about how like we didn't have a particularly interesting early game, but this mid game has already gotten quite interesting. Don't even know what's going on at this point, but here's the move out right now. Everything's been seen by this Dark Templar though, so Horang2 knows exactly what's coming. He knows exactly where the Mutalisks are and their angle of attack, so this is not going to be surprising for him at all. There's a ton of Scourge doing the splits, and here's the Eon timing. He's going to try to come in here right now. He's tanking the cannons pretty nicely, and he got a lot of those Corsairs, but I don't think it's going to be enough. That's not enough to break his opponent, and that was a very nice storm. Did a lot of damage to those Mutalisks. Not the Eon timing, unfortunately. He tried. So to follow up here, what happens is Zerg is really far behind in upgrades, and ground tech, so it's very difficult to actually come back at this point without doing any damage with that, because Horang2 is just going to be able to continually build units and get up a really strong ground army, but he's focusing really heavily on getting a lot of zealots out, which I think is pretty interesting. Here come the dragoons. Okay. Just getting a very dragoon-heavy, big ground army is going to be very strong for Horang at this point. Because if you have the dragoons, you can deal with the mutalisks very well. If your opponent tries to go for lurkers, which looks like that's what effort's going for here, the dragoons with range do very well against lurkers as well. So all you need is the observer, and then you can suddenly push across the map with a huge death army and a couple storms, and it's very hard for the Protoss to actually deal with that. Or sorry, the Zerg to deal with that. So cool play from effOrt right now. I would like to see him go ahead and take that fourth while he's got this full map control. I would have been happy seeing the fourth even a little bit earlier. And this is what I was talking about earlier, is you have this cute stuff with the lurkers on the high ground. They're just barely on the high ground there. So it makes the mischance for the dragoons much higher. It makes it much harder to actually break out of here. For right now, it's just going to be continued pushing up with the lurkers, and wow, I can't believe he actually managed to snipe that. effOrt has such high APM, it's so easy for him to continually push up with these lurkers, but he's done a pretty good job of pushing up so far. He's lost 2 lurkers in the process, though, unfortunately. And what are these mutas doing? Okay, so basically just almost lost an entire mutaball to snipe 0 Templar. That was the strangest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen someone try to bring in a dozen mutas into a whole bunch of units in position to snipe a Templar. You're supposed to snipe the Templar out of position. So, a little bit strange. Observer's out now. effOrt not paying attention, not pulling that lurker back on time. It looks like efOrt's going to try to set up just big mutaling counterattacks, and that's going to be the name of this game for probably the rest of the game, is just huge counterattacks and relying on lurkers and sunkens back at home to actually defend, but I don't know if that's going to work. Right now, this is a pretty big Protoss army, and there's still a lot of storms left over. Not enough of the sunkens really to actually push this back either, so I'm a little bit worried here for effOrt. He's in a really bad position. Once again, Horang just has complete control of the map. He can do whatever he wants, and I feel like this just comes off the back of just being really defensive and smart. Right now he's not paying attention to his dragoons, so he's going to lose a couple of those dragoons for free, but good storm going down there, being able to clean up a lot of those zerglings, and not paying attention to the mutalisks again. They're going to get picked off and pushed away. But wow, this is so many lings, and this is the big counterattack. They're not paying attention, so they're not actually going to get on top of these, but I think these are +2 zealots versus only +1 carapace lings, so they're going to definitely be able to push this back. Adrenal glands is about to finish, and that's when the lings really come online. I wish we could see that zealot versus zergling fight, so we could see the zealots winning really, really hard, and then all of a sudden the tide's turning. Horang just continuing to push across the map. He got his 3rd base cancelled yet again, so that is definitely unfortunate. Right now, effOrt is slowly pulling ahead in economy by getting that 4th base up, and this base hasn't been broken yet, so very surprising there. And good snipes here with these Scourge, but not going to be able to kill off all these Corsairs, and the mutalisks get chased back yet again. I'd say effOrt is doing a surprisingly good job with what little he has, but I'm honestly really surprised at how small the army is for Horang. It's like he's not macroing, or he's just losing units, way too many units unnecessarily. And these cracklings are so cost efficient, it's actually insane. effOrt just doing a really good job of playing smart and doing the right counterattacks in this game, picking off a couple more Corsairs, so that's going to be really nice going into the future. And this is a style we don't normally see in ZVP, is mutaling lurker. You just don't see this very often. He needs to bro those lurkers. That's almost the perfect position to kill off all those. He's actually just going to sacrifice the lings and back up. I love this. I love this smart play from effOrt, just continually trading mineral-only units while saving his gas units as much as possible. And that's going to be really nice. It looks like maybe a drop came up into the top right-hand corner. No, it's just an observer that's going to see what's going on. I definitely expect to see some drops coming in pretty soon. Maybe a couple storm drops. Even just a zealot drop in that top right or top left-hand corner could be pretty devastating. A couple lanes getting picked off for free, but I think they managed to kill a zealot anyway. It's insane how good cracklings are. They're just crazy. But I think once the Archon count builds up enough, it's going to be very difficult to actually deal with the Protoss army. In Horang2's position, all you have to do is slowly add on units and patrol back and forth between your bases. Make sure you don't take any damage, max out, and then just move across the map and win. That's really all it takes, but he ended up hemorrhaging so many units and not properly defending his third that he's actually, he has a very strong army. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely a very strong army over here, but it's not enough to outright kill effOrt, I don't think. There's not a lot of stuff. Maybe if he can break that third base with all the sunkins, but it's going to be hard pressed. Sorry, that's the natural. Here come the Reavers. The Reavers going to be able to kill off these sunkins very easily, and the Mutalisk trying to snipe off the shuttle, unsuccessful. And actually, I take that back. This is completely broken already. Wow, those Reavers really cleaning up the sunkins so fast, and Horang2's just all over the place now. There's only Lings that are going to be able to reinforce and clean this up, but it's going to be quite difficult to actually get on top of this with the two Reavers, with the Archon, and a couple more Storms in the back. But actually, effOrt's actually just going to go for the counterattack, but smartly, Horang is pulling back just in time. He's not going to fall for the mistake of pushing in way too hard. These lurkers just out of position, can't get them burrowed in the right place, and the main has been breached now as well. effOrt in a lot of trouble. A lot of his tech is going to be going down right now. And once all this tech goes down, then it's going to be significantly harder to actually deal with this. Spire's going to be going down, and then the Defiler Mound and the spawning pool shortly after that. So at that point, there's really nothing else that you can do. And Horang2, he's just actually just gunning it straight for the top left. He's going to go straight for that. If he can take out that expansion, there's only one more left, and no units to defend it. Very smart play from Horang2, knowing when to push his advantage, getting just the right units to push in, and only a handful of mutas versus this. This is not going to work out in any universe ever. There's never a universe where this is a winning game for effOrt. Well played by effOrt overall, but a lot of things coming out right now. He's going to try to get the jump on all of these Dragoons and just snipe the rest of the Zealots with his mutas, but this is going to be rough. Definitely Horang not doing the best of pulling back his Zealots to buffer for the Dragoons, so he's definitely going to lose a lot, but in the process, almost all of the Zerg has been cleaned up, even drones being pulled offline. When you pull drones at this point, like, it's never good for you. There's only Zealots left, but it doesn't really even matter. Even with a couple mutas in the sky, they're going to be able to clean that up. A couple more units coming over the Nidus. That's actually really nice. That is a boon for effOrt right now. But like I said, his main was completely destroyed. He has no mining in his natural anymore either. So he's mining off of 2 base versus 3 as a Zerg player. And he lost a lot of his tech, including the spawning pool and the Spire. I wasn't sure if the Spire was sniped again for a second time there. I think it was. And this is really rough. This is a rough position for effOrt. All Horang2 has to do is remax and go again. He's losing a couple more units unnecessarily, and this has been the one bane of his existence here. It's just not being able to control these large armies well enough and just having small groups of units being picked off here and there. But eventually he should be able to push in here and kill off effOrt, even taking a 4th base behind it. Very smart play. I love all these Zealots on the ramp too. Foxhand says effOrt has really bad long-term planning. I can agree to that. I think he relies really heavily on his mechanics to get him through things. So when his more aggressive plays don't work out, he definitely has some issues with closing out the game. Definitely not a visionary like someone like Flash who just plans way into the late game. Or Jaedong. I guess that's probably a better example because they're both Zerg players. Anyhow, the main has been cleaned up right now, and effOrt is only mining off of 2 bases. Right now, Horang2 has to be really careful with this group of units. He can't afford to lose anything for free, but a couple of lings are going to be hemorrhaged off there. And is he actually going to take the center map expansion? You know it's BM if you take the center map expansion. You know that's the point where you're like, man, I just lost. Nice storm drops, wrong side of the mineral line, yo. At this point, it honestly doesn't matter. He could have completely whiffed those storms and it'd be like, yeah, those are pretty good storms.
왜냐면 이제 곧 있으면 가스도 말라요. 가스 두 군데 다 마르면 이제 가스 유닛이 없고 가지고 있는 가스 유닛으로 멀티를 깨야 되는 상황이거든요. 그때 사막한이랑 질러지를 러시로 갑니다.
And more units coming in right now. There's one lurker, a couple of mutilas, a couple of lings. Oh, he's gonna snipe the observers. That's huge. It's gonna be way harder to break this base. But honestly, I think there's enough to just walk in here. There's only one lurker, so it's not like this is really all that scary. There's not a lot of damage being pumped out by only one lurker, and there's so many units out right now. They're just gonna be able to push through. But actually, maybe the splash damage was enough to push this back. Wow, that's actually amazing. I can't believe this is actually that was actually held. I mean, I think effOrt's still in a really horrible position, but man, he did manage to stop that 4th base from going down, and Horang2's not focusing on getting the 4th base down. He should have been putting down a 4th base while he was attacking here, but I think just focusing way too hard on trying to finish off his opponent, and the longer this game goes and turns into a micro battle, the better chance that effOrt has of winning, because effOrt is all about that micro, he's all about that heavy APM. If you play into effOrt's game and let him just try to out APM you, you are gonna lose. But Reaver drop coming in right now, trying to snipe a couple of these drones, but the drone's already being pulled, very smartly done, and that's not going to get anything done, that's going to be pushed back. And I believe the mutalisks are on a connection course, they're going to be able to pick this off. This is so obnoxious, this is actually really bad for Horang2. You know how I said Horang2 like couldn't, like there was no way in hell that like effOrt could actually win this game? effOrt's about to win this game. As long as he doesn't lose these mutalisks. Oh my god, he's got a fresh flock of mutalisks. Horang2's almost mined out. He's got almost nothing. He didn't take a 4th base, and there's still 2 base mining going on for effOrt. He's going to be able to pick off these 2. Oh, we even see a Dark Archon. That's going to be interesting. But he picked off the 2 High Templar, and that's a significant chunk of damage. There's a lot of Archons here, but Archons will eventually go down to something as cost-efficient as Mutiling. But needs to be really careful, these mutalisks, not to take too much damage, because that is the good way to lose the game. Oh, he might be able to pick off the Dark Archon. If he can pick... Oh, he didn't quite pick off the Dark Archon. That's a little bit unfortunate. Where's that second group of mutalisks? I'd love to see that just fly in and pick off the Dark Archon and walk away. Alright, he killed off the Dark Archon, so no Maelstrom available. It's just this tiny army of a couple of Archons and a Reaver and a couple of Dragoons. And that's honestly pure Ling in the right positioning can definitely just straight up kill this. So, it's like Horang2, he's gonna try to just turtle heavily on this mid base, and this is a Hail Mary play. He's got nothing left. He's just really hoping that he can defend this. A couple more zealots coming in, so that's going to be nice. But huge group of lings coming across the map. That looks like at least 2 subgroups. They're coming down to the middle of the map, and effOrt's setting up a big surround on the space. He's definitely going to try to just straight up kill this army. Here comes the attack. He's going to pick off the Reaver, so no more Reaver, no more splash damage coming out from that. And the units are split again. Horang2 again not doing very well at controlling his units, and lots of units go down to these middle-only lings. That's a very good trade for effOrt at this point in time. He's actually re-expanding back into his main, I think. If he re-expands into his main, he'll definitely be in a really good shape to continue mining and be able to recoup his losses. But oh gosh, he's just gonna try to pick off a couple of probes here. Once this Nexus finishes, it's gonna be much scarier. But he's gonna pick off another Archon. If that last Archon goes down, and there's the GG, effOrt did it. Holy crap! Oh my god, that was insane.